Norse art is a form of art that was practiced by the Vikings and other people of the Nordic region during the Viking Age, 793–1066 AD. The Vikings were skilled craftsmen, producing a wide range of art objects using materials such as metal, wood, bone, and stone. Norse art is characterized by intricate designs, bold lines, and intricate patterns. It often features images of animals, such as wolves, bears, and snakes, as well as mythological creatures like dragons and serpents. The Vikings believed that art had magical powers and could protect them from harm. They often decorated their weapons, ships, and everyday objects with intricate designs and symbols. Viking art was often used to convey social status, with wealthy individuals commissioning elaborate and ornate objects to showcase their wealth and power. Norse art was heavily influenced by the natural world, with many designs featuring animals, plants, and natural landscapes. Viking artists were skilled in many different techniques, including metalworking, woodworking, carving, and weaving. Norse art was not limited to the Viking Age, but continued to be produced in the Nordic region throughout the medieval period and into the early modern era. Viking art is often associated with the Norse mythology, which is the collection of myths and legends that were central to Viking culture. Many art objects depict scenes from Norse mythology and feature characters such as Odin, Thor, and Loki. Viking art is also associated with the runic alphabet, which was used by the Vikings for writing and divination. Many art objects feature runic inscriptions and symbols. Viking art was not limited to Scandinavia, but was also produced in other parts of Europe that were inhabited by the Vikings, such as Ireland, Scotland, and England. Norse art had a significant influence on the art of other cultures, such as the Anglo-Saxons and the Celts. Viking art was not limited to secular objects, but was also used to create religious objects such as crosses and reliquaries. Norse art was often used to create objects of great beauty and intricacy, but it was also used to create practical objects such as tools, weapons, and household items. Viking art was often created using materials that were readily available in the Nordic region, such as wood, bone, and iron. Norse art was often created in workshops or guilds, with skilled craftsmen passing on their knowledge and techniques from one generation to the next. Viking art often featured geometric patterns, such as spirals and interlaced knots, which were used to create intricate and ornate designs. Norse art often depicted scenes from everyday life, such as hunting, farming, and fishing. Viking art was often used to create objects that had practical uses, such as drinking horns, bowls, and cooking utensils. Norse art was often used to create objects that were used in religious ceremonies, such as amulets, talismans, and charms. Viking art often featured mythical creatures, such as dragons and serpents, which were believed to have magical powers. Norse art often featured animals that were important to Viking culture, such as wolves, bears, and horses. Viking art often depicted scenes from battles and warfare, reflecting the Vikings' reputation as fierce warriors. Norse art often featured symbols that represented the Vikings' beliefs and values, such as courage, strength, and loyalty. Viking art often featured inscriptions in the runic alphabet, which were used to convey messages or to protect the object from harm. Viking art was often created using a combination of techniques, such as carving, casting, and